Hello, everybody. Welcome to Hope Orchard, the early years. So when we first moved in, there were two little outbuildings. One was a chicken coop that the previous owners who moved in 1975 had never recognized as a chicken coop, so it was very not ready. Behind that, there had been a little lean-to that collapsed while full of junk. And this building we decided would be the goat barn, and it was full to the rafters of random things and raccoon poop. So that was a lot of fun. And here's another picture where you can see that collapsed building and some of the debris that was in it. And from the side here, you can see a couple of the piles of junk that were just all over. And there's this little lean-to on the back full of these barrels, and I had hoped to keep it for shade for the goats, but it was really unsafe and we had to take it down. In the meantime, we had all this work to do, and little Nadine went from 6 weeks growing up, and when she hit 8 weeks, she was coming home, so we only had 2 weeks to get this done. So here you can see after a lot of work, we cleared away the collapsed lean-to and the lean-to with all the barrels. We used the bucket on the tractor and cleaned away all of the buried debris and changed the shape of this hill so it would be more even for the goats. Here you see closer to the chicken coop, which we already had begun repairs on, how different that space was from the previous slide. And now we have posts put in and some goat fencing. It's 5 foot high, so no goats can jump it. And it has much smaller holes in the netting so that they can't put their heads through and catch a horn or damage themselves in any way. And we had a nice gate. Here you can see the larger back area with the chicken neighbors. And the tires here are intentional. This is a play area for the goats. You can also see the gate installed, and we have a new little goat door in the side and BA's head sticking out. And in this video, you see my husband on the side. There are a couple of bins there. They have baking soda and goat minerals that they can have at will. And the reason we took the video is we had just put in these little nylon brushes to use as a scratching post. And the goats are just for the first time checking them out. We use nylon because it's inedible and harder to pull out in case they chewed on it, because goats have to put everything in their mouth. It's the only way to find out if it's edible or interesting. And Nadine was curious. And here we've got BA checking it out a little bit. Took him a while to care. You may have noticed he didn't come over until he saw that his sister was distracted. Goats are so curious, they have to know what everyone else is into. And you might notice they have no concept of personal space. Sweet little things. Hi, baby girl. Such good babies. Bye-bye. So here's an earlier example of our construction project inside the goat barn so they can climb up and down. The reason for this is twofold. It gives them somewhere to exercise when it's raining because they will not go out in the rain. They get soaked and uncomfortable. So this gives them a way to play and have exercise while they're stuck indoors all day, and it also kind of increases the space they can use. And here is Nadine putting her head through our little feed hole. We had a bin on the outside where we would put the food in and she could stick her head in and eat. That way it was harder for her brother to shove in next to her. And here's the hay rack we built. It has a secondary area at the bottom that he's standing on to collect dropped hay, because once the hay's on the ground, they won't eat it. That's gross. And here's the corner where we have the salt lick, and a bucket of water. We did have a nail to hang it on, but we couldn't hang it up until later because they were too short to drink out of it. Here's the finished chicken run. Like I said, they were the goats' neighbors. They had a little gap in between, and there were our first secondhand chicken flock. And here's Nadine outside checking everything out. You can just see BA's tail in the corner. And here they are in their other play area. I used some of the things that I found on the farm that I thought would be appropriate and made them this little play area. You can see a big pile of junk in the back, so not everything got used for this. But they love playing and climbing and doing King of the Mountain. And there's a saying that goes, bored goats escape. So they need frequent areas to play. And here's me holding BA and little Nadine behind, so you can see how tiny they were at the time. I just want to give a quick shout out to the friends and family who helped us work so hard. And if you're enjoying this series, please leave a like or subscribe or both. I would love that. And here is sweet little BA having some fun.
Goats. Oh, we have goats. I repeat, we have goats. Goats. Oh, no. He doesn't like it. Why is he so afraid of this?
Thanks, everybody. I hope you enjoyed.